Good evening, Larchmont and Mamaroneck. It's Thursday, December 17th. I'm Rebecca Paganini, and welcome to the Local Live. The Village of Larchmont Board of Trustees discusses a very controversial issue which has many longtime residents up in arms. The Village of Mamaroneck Parking Committee is ready with its recommendations. Find out more tonight. Local fans are the best type of fans. Stay tuned for our Play of the Week. And get into the holiday spirit with a sneak peek of our holiday special. Rive is a mobile app that is looking to revolutionize the way that we communicate. Stay tuned to learn more in our Roundtable Live interview.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is the Local Live.
A historical house building group. The developer has already submitted plans to demolish this 120-year-old home to subdivide the property into 4 new homes. The group Preserve Larchmont, founded in 2013, whose mission is to preserve and promote the historical traditions of the village of Larchmont, collected 800 signatures to avoid the demolition of this historical landmark. As a result of increased applications to subdivide existing properties in Larchmont and the collective opposition from the residents to avoid the demolition of 40 Ocean Avenue, this Monday at the Larchmont Board of Trustees meeting, Village Administrator Justin Dottino explained that the board is considering an enactment of a new law.
Whereas the Village of Larchmont has experienced an increase in applications to apportion or subdivide existing lots in residential zoning districts and to develop additional single-family homes on newly created lots, as well as to tear down existing homes to make room for additional and/or larger homes. And whereas the Village of Larchmont Board of Trustees is considering the enactment of a local law to implement a temporary moratorium on certain land use applications that are pending or may be subsequently filed with the village, while a study is conducted to analyze the zoning districts in order to identify and address present and future development impacts and needs, especially with respect to appropriate degree to which property divisions should be permitted in certain zoning districts. And whereas the Board of Trustees has caused to be drafted a local law that would implement such a moratorium.
The Village of Larchmont is encouraging residents to participate in a public hearing to discuss the new resolution of a possible moratorium on certain land use applications that will affect present and future development impact in the community. The public hearing will be on January 11, 2016 at 7:30 at Village Hall. Now news from the Village of Mamaroneck. Since 2009, the village has brought forth efforts to address parking matters on Mamaroneck Avenue. So far, parking has cost the Village of Mamaroneck around $150,000. This amount includes the cost of the 2013 parking study and the cost of 18 unused parking meters. After a great opposition from business owners and residents alike against both the purchase of license plate readers and the use of pay-by-plate parking meters, the village formed an ad hoc parking committee. This committee is tasked with proposing recommendations for improving parking. The parking committee chairwoman, Maria DeRose, said to the Mamaroneck Review, "We are recommending the single-spaced meters because that's what the residents, merchants, and visitors of the village of Mamaroneck want." DeRose estimated that new meters would cost approximately $400 per unit. That would be $96,000 in total for the 240 meters needed for Mamaroneck Avenue. A feature of these meters are sensors that detect if the parked car has been moved, resetting the remaining time to 0. The committee believes that this would encourage turnover, helping merchants bring in more customers throughout the day. After our weekly trivia question, we will be joined live in the studio with Sebastian Langlois, the CEO behind his locally grown app, Rive.
Good evening and welcome to the Roundtable for the Local Live on the 17th of December. What if I told you that local information could be revolutionized? If I told you that you can know everything that's happening on your street and be the first to know in your neighborhood. And you can experience events as if you were really there. Well, with one click, you can see every post that's on every social network. Well, tonight you're going to find out about such a revolution, and I'm happy that it has brought the CEO of Rive with us. His name is Sebastian Langlois. And did I say that correctly in French?
Perfect.
And you're the Chief Executive Officer of RIVE.
Right.
Now, you say Rive in French. I might say Rive myself because I studied French, but you also call this Rive.
Rive.
And the website or the application is called?
Rive.World for the URL. And if you want to download it from the App Store, it will be Rive.World, or from the Google Play Store, Rive.
Okay, and you've got a computer here, and you've got this hooked up, or we have it hooked up in our control room so that our audience at home can actually see the page that Sebastian is showing me. And this is your opportunity to find out about this very interesting app. It's brand new, right? It's just the beta version now?
Yeah, we just are launching it.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's Paris and Mamaroneck and Larchmont.
In New York, including
Yes.
Well,
well,
maybe
well,
we
but-
should say Mamaroneck and Larchmont, including New York.
Okay, we'll say it that
the
way.
suburb of Mamaroneck and Larchmont.
And Paris. So we're in good company.
Exactly.
But eventually it will be the world, yes?
Yes, it will.
Ah, wonderful. So I don't want to be the only one asking questions tonight. You can feel free to call us or email your question or tweet your question. I'll be checking out this tablet from time to time on our show here. And if you've got something to say or a question to ask, please feel free. We've got about 15 or 20 minutes together with Sebastian tonight. So this is an application that's been in development for a long time, or is just recent?
Yeah, a long time, because it's a lot of data. It's we have millions of data that we aggregate and map, and so we have about 2 years of development behind us.
So if we were to go online right now,
Yeah.
can we see what you're seeing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So
Can the control room bring that up, please?
yeah,
Let's see.
I don't know if you see the
Okay.
screen, but
Yes, we can see it now. It's
so
a map.
there's a map. This is around where we are.
Now this
and
is if you were to type in
Mamaroneck.
www.rive.world.
Yes, exactly. I think you may see it on the screen or not on the
It's on
URL
their
bar.
Yeah, if people are watching,
Yeah.
if they look on a computer, they'll see they'll see the full screen.
And you can see, you can recognize, of course, your community, and you
Yes.
can see everything that is happening. The picture that are taken, we can see that.
I can see Harbor Island, that patch of blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have different kind of views. The main views are this one, which is a map view, where you have all the information above in the map.
Yes.
But you can also have a grid view, and where you can just move like a wall in most of social network. And these are the picture taken in the environment. This one is funny.
Are these
you
pictures
see the
that-
deer? This is a photobomb. and if you want to see where it was taken, you just click here and you see on the map,
Yes. Ah.
and you recognize it. It was near Palmer Avenue.
And so who posted this?
It's Laura EMCG. I don't
Okay.
know who it is, but we can just click and see her profile and everything that is she posted. All the information we have are public information. Right?
I was going to ask you
With-
where the information comes from.
We have multiple sources of information. Most social networks, like Twitter, Instagram, we take information from Facebook places too.
Right.
And
Instagram
of course
as
from
well?
our users.
Yes. And you have lots of users at this point, or you're building, I would imagine.
We're building. In fact, the issue concerning the users is really, do we have really content? Because if you don't have users, usually you don't have any content, and so it's poor. The experience is poor, and so people don't come back.
Yes.
Here, the advantage that we have, that we gather all public information that we can have that is public, and we map it And so you have already a lot of data, you have already a lot of information, and in the number of users is less important. We have users, but not so many right now because we're launching.
Okay, so if let's say I wasn't interested in who's tweeting or who's posting a picture, I wanted to find out, let's say, I want to go to an Indian restaurant in Mamaroneck. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, sure. And I think I'll answer your question, but after I add another answer. The first, of course, you can just type Indian restaurant. But you can do that, for example, on other social networks that are based on people commenting restaurants and reviews, etc. And the main difference that we have is that in Mamaroneck enlargement, you know about all the restaurants, and maybe you have been to every restaurant.
Yes.
And so when you go back tonight and you want to go out to have dinner with your family and your wife, you want to offer them the best. You want to have a very special experience tonight with them. And every night you want to do that because it's really important to offer the best to your family. And so you wonder, okay, which restaurant I would go? I don't know exactly. Here you can just look and have real-time information that is accurate for tonight. For example, is there a concert at Mozart's Cafe, or is there a happy hour at Molly's Pinales, or whatever? You have all the real-time information concerning these restaurants.
Right.
And so it's not only I want an Italian restaurant, it's more I want to live an experience and I will find things that show me the real experience that I can have now.
Well, would it be up to the restaurant owner to keep posting information about entertainment that night, or what special items might be on the menu that night?
Yeah, already many restaurants do that. Many restaurants do that on Rive, and many other restaurants do that on Facebook, on Twitter, and so they don't have to change their habits.
I see.
We already take their data and post it and show, okay, there's something happening here, even if the owner of the restaurants didn't make anything special.
So what's unique about Rive, or Rive, is, I love the word Rive because I studied French, as I told you. What's unique about Rive is that you take information that's already on the internet and you aggregate it all onto one site, so people would log onto one site.
Yeah, that's part of why we are unique, but it's not the only part. Most of the social network that you have now, it's you follow some people that you know, so it's your friends, and they can be in your community or elsewhere, and you will follow what they like, what they don't like, etc. Our social network is the first one that is linked on location, and it's very, very different because you don't have to be friend. For example, you know many people just by seeing them. You know, okay, he's my neighbor from 6 houses away, and you don't really know him. You won't ask him to be friend on Facebook or follow him on Twitter, but you are interested in the different picture he can take in the area. And another thing is that, for example, there is a concert somewhere, or there is an event where you would like to go, but you can't go. You don't know the people who went to the event, but you can just look at the map, you go to the event, and you will see all the pictures that are taken. For example, for a wedding, I had that one time, I couldn't go, and I could just look at the wedding party and see all the pictures that were taken on Instagram, etc., by people that I didn't know. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't know. And what is important for me is not that I know them; it's the content, really, not the people that put this content online.
It sounds like it's very efficient and it's personalized. And is it free?
May I ask? Totally free.
It is totally free.
Yeah.
But you must carry something. Do you have advertisements on it to earn some money?
No. Our business model is linked to interfaces that we don't have right now that will allow people, and especially business, on the long term to better manage have statistics about the users, etc. But all posting, all consulting, all that is already online is free and will remain free.
Ah, okay. And you have a business partner who actually we hoped he would be here tonight, but you said he's still working, Jérôme Spiral?
Yes.
And he's the chief operating officer.
Yes, right.
And earlier this month, we met his wife, Miriam.
Yep.
And we met Alex, who's one of your marketing people, I think?
It's an intern, yeah.
Yes. So
and we have 10 people working in Paris, France, on the dev part.
Wow. So is this more developed in Paris right now than it is in Mamaroneck and Larchmont in New York?
No, it's growing in the two countries.
Okay.
Yeah, and quite a similar path.
Yes.
So it's
do
good.
you see the same level of interest in both communities?
Yes, I think maybe the usage will be different.
Yes.
It's a little too early right now to be sure about it, but we feel that there are some differences in the way people use it. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
There's a line in your advertising on the site that I looked at, and it said Rive is a new way to explore the world in order to better benefit from your environment. So better benefiting would be just to know what's happening at the moment, where you want it, when you want to do something, and where you want to go.
I think this is still a tool. The goal of the tool is to make you enjoy your time with your family, with your friends, with your environment globally. Mm-hmm. And our goal is more that people would be able to say, okay, we want to do something special tonight. Let's go to this restaurant where there is a concert or where there is this, because they want to have a special time together. And this is a goal. Mm-hmm. And that's why we think we can improve people's life with this tool.
Is LMC-TV on the site yet?
Of course.
Good. Okay. Well, I was hoping that would be the case. And people can access this site on their computer, but also on their phone?
Yes. So they can download the app.
And tablet.
It's on Play Store, Rive, or on the App Store, Rive.World.
Wow. I've been told we have a question coming in on email. Let's see if I can get it up here. Let's see. This question is from a viewer who wants to know what social apps can Rive map track? Can the Rive map track? Keep track of?
We have a few right now, but our goal is to have as many as we can, because we don't want to build our a competitive advantage on content, but more on the fact that people enjoy using it to understand what's happening in the neighborhood and what to do in the neighborhood. And so we'll take even, I don't know, if tomorrow we'll bring the number of people waiting in a restaurant, and we'll bring many sources of information coming from many tools, including social networks, but not only social networks.
Does this application need any local approvals, like the municipalities? They don't have to approve.
Because it's public information that we use.
I see. Have you talked to any of the local officials about it?
Not now.
Not yet?
No.
I would imagine they'd be as excited as I am right now.
Yes, because it's made to improve social life in the neighborhood. So
you have some questions and answers, or I should say frequently asked questions on your site.
Yeah.
And one of them is, do you have to create an account in order to use the application?
You do not need to put any personal information. You can just use it anonymously. The advantage you can have using the app with a login is that you will save maps. You will follow people if you want to follow people. Even soon you will follow area. For example, to say, okay, I want each time there's a new post in the school, posted in the school of my children, I want to know it.
Oh.
So you will follow area just like you follow people.
We have another viewer he's emailed in a question here. He says, I tried to load Rive on my iPad, but it said it is only available on iPhone. My question is, can Rive be downloaded on an iPad with the full version?
Soon.
Soon, okay. All right. And this is from Brian. So Brian, just hang on there, buddy, and you'll get your version soon. By soon, do you mean a matter of weeks or months?
Yes, weeks.
Okay, okay. I imagine little technical.
Yes,
glitch
and
has to
you
be
have to
worked
make
out?
choices. And
Yes. Another question you had on there is, how do you find people to follow?
in fact, you don't try to find people to follow. It's just when you look at your neighborhood, or you see pictures that you like or comments that you're interested in, and you say, okay, for example, the picture we've seen at the beginning with the deer just doing a photobomb with the
Yes.
family and the dogs.
Yes.
Okay, this guy takes funny pictures. Well, I'm interested in him. I will follow him. And if after 1 week or 2 weeks I see, okay, his pictures are not so fun, I will unfollow him. And I think it's very interesting to follow places, of course, because if you eat, for example,
Yes.
each lunch at a restaurant on the Mamaroneck Avenue, you are very interested. You don't want to miss anything important, and so you want to be sure that in your wall you will see each post of these venues.
Now, speaking of restaurants, can you make a reservation at a restaurant using
now.
your application?
Yeah, not now.
Okay.
I think on the middle or long term we will do that, but right now you can't. It's more just information.
Well, here's a question. Another one coming in. Can you upload videos like Instagram?
You can upload photos, and you will upload videos and second part of next year.
Okay. That's a matter of memory, having enough capacity?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an organization.
How do you compete out there with all the applications that are being developed? And you've got your one business model. And how do you get enough space on someone's server? That must be difficult.
So on the technical part or on the marketing part?
I guess both.
On the marketing part, I think it's not so difficult, because I hope it will not be so difficult, because we have a very unique positioning. Our local powered positioning is something really, I think, unique and important, because it allows you to reach many information that you wouldn't reach because you don't know the people who posted this information. And many people are interested, just as I am. For example, I was talking about the school of my children.
Yes.
It's very interesting for me, and I have all the school of my children in my saving
Yes.
cards, and so I look at them about every 2 or 3 days, and I can see all the new tweets and pictures taken. And even if it's not people that I know personally, they are in the school, in the class sometimes of my children, and so I feel what's happening, the atmosphere, etc. And it's very interesting, and I couldn't reach that knowledge without the app. So I think in terms of marketing and in terms of the need we fulfill, I think we are pretty good and different from the others. And just take an example. You have many cases where you have a need, but it's not really a question, it's a need.
Yes.
For example, you want to do something tonight. It's not, what can I do? If you go on Google and say, what can I do tonight? It will be hard to find an answer. So you need something like, I want a Chinese restaurant, and then you will find an answer. But it's a real precise question. And often, hashtags or keywords are not the best way to express your need. And I think we can express differently the need by looking at the map. So it's a very different approach.
It sounds very interesting and very promising, and I wish you well with this venture. Are we the first media outlet that gets to explain it to the general public?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, we're number one. We're first. Well, thank you. And I
You're
must
on the
ask
verge.
you about the logo. You have the logo of the company on your shirt there. How was that designed? What is that? I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So.
Is that a clock?
Yeah, there's a clock.
Okay.
Just to show that pinpoint a location, just to show that it's real time.
Real time. Yes.
Because you can just test it. If you tweet something, you
Yes.
will see it appear on the map just at the moment you tweet it. And this is because you can communicate, you can comment, you can like. It's a social network.
I see.
And so you can talk to each other.
Very, very interesting. Well, thank you again, Sebastian. It was lovely to
Yeah.
have you on the show.
Thank you.
And hope you'll come back again and give us an update
too.
about Rive or Rive.
Great.
And folks, I hope you stay tuned because there's much more coming local live tonight.
This week in sports, the Rhinebeck boys basketball team came back from a 6-point fourth quarter deficit to force overtime against MLK. With time winding down, the ball bounded to sophomore Aiden Heaton, who had one more chance to lift the Panthers to victory in the LMC Varsity Sports Play of the Week.
They win. It's Lewis on the drive. Right hand finish. No good. Ball loose. Knocked away. Heaton for the win. Got it. Heaton with the back. Spurley against the wall. The walk-off three. And the Panthers stay undefeated. Heaton wins it. 43-40 the final. Heaton got it off with plenty of time remaining. And that's that. Rhinebeck comes away with the win, 43-40. They remain undefeated, improved to 3-0.
Now here's a sneak peek of our upcoming local live holiday special. Remember, you can see our special on Thursday, December 24th at 7:30. Yes, it will be Christmas Eve, so we invite you to check it out.
You'll get used to it.
Hello everybody, I'm Andre Gordon.
And I'm Jack Wells.
We're here at the Hanukkah Ice Skating Rink.
And this is
Hanukkah on Ice.
We have here is a mailbox to the North Pole directly. The mail does not go through any sort of station in New York. This is direct. So your letters will get immediately to Santa Claus.
Have you met Santa yet?
Yes.
What do you want for Christmas?
A Y-Flicker lift or an iPhone 6.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
What a fantastic night it is here in Constitution Park in Larchmont. Happy holidays, everyone.
You guys are watching the Local Live. Stay tuned.
The Local Live is a news magazine television program produced by LMC-TV. Our stories are about local politics, issues, and businesses. We highlight community events, varsity sports, local and global trends online, and partner with local pet rescue organizations. Improving our show further requires more funding, and the only way we can achieve that is through your help. Go to lmctv.org and click support.
Biddy is a charming male lab mixed breed pup, about 10 months old and 35 pounds. He is incredibly sweet and very friendly with other dogs and children too, but he is not too sure about cats. If you'd like to keep watching us on air, support us by checking out our website at www.lmctv.org. We really appreciate any contribution. We are always welcoming new interns and volunteers, so send us your emails at thelocallive@lmctv.org. We love hearing from you. That's the news for this week. I am Rebecca Paganini, and we will see you on Christmas Eve. Cass.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is The Local Live.